welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. And now, your five-time defending AFC East champion, Buffalo Bills.
On the Baltimore sideline, a look at head coach John Harbaugh. His team fired up and ready for this one. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. It's been a wild opening weekend to this point. Who knows what is in store tonight as off we go for the Sunday night opener. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. Can be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, you're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It's 4th down.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. The Bills offense are heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. Taking off, and they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
For a Buffalo Bills.
Allen, gonna give it to Cook. And he shows off those strong legs running through one tackle. He's given him a gain of 8.
18-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up 1st and goal. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Not what you want to see quarter 1 of week 1. Josh Allen on the bootleg. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. Wow, the coverage excellent there. It'll bring up 2nd and goal. Cook sidestepping his way into the end zone. It's a touchdown.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Bills have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. Is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So on come the Ravens. And Greg, what a story again last year. 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL. But it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question. I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around and you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at us a little bit different than they do, but they just need to continue to stay the course. Lamar Jackson, one of the best players, regardless of position, in the entire league, multiple times MVP winner, so they have a Super Bowl roster. Let's not make no mistake about it. They need to just continue to hold serve in the regular season, continue to play for division titles, get as many home playoff games as possible, so when the money's on the line and trips to Super Bowl on the line, they need these games to come through Baltimore. So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
And this defense not fooled by the option. They stick with the running back and they get him down for no gain. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. 1st and 10.
24-yard gain on the play.
From the gun, Jackson. That's into the hands of Flowers. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Jackson now on 2nd down. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Lamar Jackson scrambles from the pocket. He's brought down by Shaq Thompson.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
1st down.
Jackson now. He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll give it, going left. There's Henry. And he's in! Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
We're on top, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Now an opening past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs. But once again, ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing to get them to the big game this time?
Well, I mean, we'd probably start with they need Patrick Mahomes to retire. And, you know, but in all seriousness, Mike, I think when you look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, it's one of those things where they just happen to exist in a generationally great team in the Kansas City Chiefs and one of the greatest players we've seen in the last 25 years at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So they just need, as hard as it is, they just need to continue to chip away. Just continue to go. They can't make Kansas City the boogeyman, because all of a sudden now that starts to get into your head. Continue to win the division, continue to get home playoff games, and if they keep knocking at the door, eventually they're going to get over that hump, because Josh Allen and this roster, they are a Super Bowl contending team. They just got to find a way to get over the hump in the game that matters.
So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. Tylan Wallace deep for Baltimore. A fair catch signal and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. A design run here with Jackson. And he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6. From the 25, here's second down and 3. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
A 4-yard pickup on the play.
Here's Lamar. He'll keep it on the zone read. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. To the outside. Catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. On third down, Jackson. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
A 49-yard gain on the play.
On first and 10, Jackson. Short, complete to Likely. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7 at the 14-yard line.
Again, it's Jackson. And he'll take it on in. Jay Flowers. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass. But really, everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
14, Bills 7.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. Corey Horton now to return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out first down and 10. Play action. It's Allen. And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down. From the gun, here is Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, third and 5. From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll try to run for it. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. It's the Ravens out front. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. Set to go now on first and 10. as we are ready to get back underway. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
This is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take him down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. This one, downfield, for Kincaid.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
49-yard attempt.
Pass's kick is good. And the Bills are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion. And even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass-heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good.
And he will go all the way. Jay Flowers, touchdown Baltimore. What a start to the year. His second touchdown in this opening half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The PAT, up and good. And the Ravens are out to a 21-10 lead. Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. This returnable from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And two new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
The Ravens offense and receiver Zay Flowers heading back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Picked off by the rookie, Trey Amos. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge gap to cut into the deficit.
Yeah, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and he kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the second round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a first-rounder. But I'll tell you what, whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
Allen with a throw on 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. He's got room to roam. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
That's good for a Buffalo Bills.
Here's Cook. And he's in for the touchdown. But hold everything. There is a marker down. These points may come off the board.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call. Take that touchdown off the board. Now it is 1st and goal. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
To the middle of the field. Caught by Shakir. And that's going to move him closer, but they're going to need to come up with something here. Here comes 3rd and goal. It is brought in the end zone. James Cook, touchdown, Bills. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
And it really just comes down to the protection. You're sitting there 3rd and goal. You have to give your quarterback the opportunity, Mike, to work through all of his progressions, and you need time to do it. Then it just comes down to making the right read. Touchdown.
Makes the score. Ravens 21, Bills 17.
The kickoff team is out in the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This returnable for Wallace. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I nail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team's got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. On the handoff, it's Henry. And the Ravens have a 1st and goal forthcoming. He takes this down to the 5-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. 5 yards from the house. They've got it 1st and goal. Here's a run. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line. So, 2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. So, we reach 2-minute warning here in the opener. And this offense in the red zone, if you will. Only fitting to check in with Scott Hansen and find out what's coming up at halftime. Scott.
I see what you did there, Mike. Thank you. And coming up at the half, the debut of the brand new halftime show. Scores and highlights from around the NFL. That's all coming up in 2 minutes.
Peyton Mitchell. Touchdown, Ravens.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Makes the score Ravens 28, Bills 17.
Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. He fields it at the 8. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bills offense headed back to take over once more. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams. But I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Devontae Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Devontae Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a real household name, but I think that's a great signing.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Allen working from the pistol. That's to Kincaid once again. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
A 2-yard gain brings up second.
To the air once more is Allen. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. On third down, it's Allen. Good blocking, and he's in. Josh Allen, touchdown Buffalo. That is second touchdown tonight.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
Final 9 seconds of this half, and the kick is away. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give them 6 on that play. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Back to throw, Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds. Triple zeros up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day. The debut of our new halftime show. Buckle up, everyone. I think you're going to like it. Our look around the NFL starts now. Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. It's the Browns at home to take on the Bengals in the AFC North. And this is T. Higgins. A brilliant catch and run for the touchdown. The Bengals come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. And as night falls on a fantastic first Sunday of football, a look here at the rest of the action on a hectic first day of the NFL's regular season.
Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. A return now from the 4. Ooh. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. That's going to be intercepted. picked off by Darius Washington. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick six, but he does set up the offense with first and goal.
All right, Mike, you know me. I tend to be an offensive guy, so if we're taking a big shot to start this half, I'm thinking touchdown. But rather, we go interception to begin the second half. Now, still an exciting play. I think we're going to see both sides willing to continue to take these risks, take these chances throughout the rest of this second half.
Quite a turn of events. This is first and goal at the 3. Hill. And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the full.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Henry. And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the full.
So on second down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on third and goal, I don't think you had any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
Third and goal for Jackson. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. That is a dream scenario. The offense handed the ball first and goal. And Greg, they take it to the end zone for 6.
They're not going to have many easier drives than that, Mike. I mean, to get the ball, not only in a short field, but in a goal-to-go situation, you don't get a lot of those chances. You have to cash them in, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
The kick is good. That's the score. Ravens 35, Bills 24.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Bills offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with first and 10. They go play action now. Here's Allen. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10.
Up second and 10 at the 22-yard line.
From the gun, it's Allen. The pressure gets there, and down he goes, and back inside the 20-yard line. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike, taking him down for the first sack of this new campaign.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that second down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
And this ball incomplete on third down. The Bills bringing on their punting unit.
In punt formation.
Wallace now on the return.
The Ravens take
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Taken down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Second down, Jackson. This one complete to Bateman.
Jackson's pass.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards on the play.
In the shotgun, here's Jackson. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target. And it's going to be fourth down.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39.
Here's a handoff to Cook. And he'll take this right to the 43-yard mark. Travis Jones there to bring him down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll run the sneak. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line to the official signal. He's got enough for the 1st down.
And the Bills, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Allen. That is brought in. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. And even 30 yards. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Play action now, and here's Allen. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
3rd down and 10.
Allen going to throw again. And that is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And he's had it going in the 1st half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they'll try to keep it going. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. To the outside. Catch made by Hopkins.
Jackson's pass.
And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
Off the play fake. Jackson. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, Jackson. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard
It's a
line.
gain of 10. And the Raven 1st down.
To the air one more time with Jackson. He'll look Hopkins' way again. This is also complete. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down. Here's Hill. Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hacks to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Looked like that might have been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like he might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go. I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Ravens bring their punt team out. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, Gazelle. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Operating out of the gun. Here comes. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with 1st and goal.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Greg Russo working his way in to register his 1st sack of the new season.
Now after taking that loss on the sack, it changes your entire approach offensively. You go from playing for 6 to now everything is just about coming away with points.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. The RPO, that one is complete. And he'll be taken down, but now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. They'll run here with Hill. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
A bit of a curious call there, Mike, on 3rd and goal from this far out. You thought they would have turned to their passing game. They tried to catch the defense sleeping and keep it on the ground. Great job by the defense being ready for everything. Not only do they stop them, they take them back for a loss.
On now is Andres Borregales for the field goal try. Officially, it's a 36-yard attempt. No issues there. This one is good. And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead. Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the 1st half. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Open man downfield, it's Kincaid. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. That's catch number for 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down. He'll step up and run, and that one's going to be shut down quickly. A minimal gain.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. It's 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the gun, here is Allen. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score. They got to score fast. A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
He gets this one to Moore. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
That's another Buffalo Bills.
Allen going to give it to Cook. He's taken down just shy of the 10. A gain there of 15. First down, Buffalo.
Bills. First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Going to make the read and hold on here. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Play action. It's Allen. That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. And he'll fight forward. Doesn't get a hold up, but he got what he needed. It is 1st and goal coming up.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
One now, very big touchdown, gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
2-point conversion.
To throw is Allen. No chance at all. He'll go down.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. Yeah. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready to take over once again. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this first down. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 7. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. But there is a flag down into the play, back by the quarterback. Let's see. A first down throw for Jackson. Now he'll run.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Jackson now from the 50. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And a Raven first down.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. A give right up the middle to Henry. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the Bills' 37-yard line.
To throw is Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
First down, Baltimore.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
Second down and 10.
Jackson will try and set up the screen to Hill. And that one's just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman could get out to lead the way.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And they finally get him down, but not before he brings it to the 4-yard line. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's first and goal. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Oh, run play. This is Hill. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Justice Hill. Touchdown, Ravens. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Here's Stout after the touchdown to send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go. He's turned a number of those into big plays. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd down at the 24.
From the gun, throw here for Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
And 9 yards to go.
From the gun, it's Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
A gutsy call, but they pay it off. It's a gain of 17.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
41-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Ball's incomplete. James Cook, the intended target. And 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He'll air one out for Palmer. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
For a Buffalo Bills. 1st and 10.
On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
A 9-yard pickup.
To the air is Allen. And he will score. Game on. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense and receiver Zay Flowers heading back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. On the ground, they'll go with Hill. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Right back to Andrews. He's got another one. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. You talk about the moves, spinning out of that tackle, turning it into a gain of 7. And now at 152, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. He'll step up and run this. The Bills going to use their final timeout here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Ravens first down.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. 2nd and 11. They go down to a knee, and that's the way to start the new campaign. 1 game, 1 win here in this season opener. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.